All righty, so welcome everyone to our Monday night training. I'm going to go ahead and record this. So if you hear a raging storm and a barking dog behind me, I apologize. I wasn't planning on this weather. So I'm going to go ahead and get everyone muted. At the end, if you have any questions, I'll unmute you or you can unmute yourself. And so I'm going to go ahead and screen share. All righty, so you all should be able to see my Facebook group tips. If not, feel free to unmute yourself and let me know. So I'm going to go ahead and start. All righty. So I'm going to go through some tips on doing a little networking, but online. So a lot of you may be in some Facebook groups. What I'm sharing with you today is for you to go ahead and create your own group. And so you're going to click, you're going to see your groups over to the left-hand side of your Facebook. You'll click on groups and then go ahead and click create a new group. The reason why you're going to do this is you're going to name it, you know, Debbie's networking group or whatever you want to name it. Mine is called the Breakfast Club. And we actually meet online Friday mornings. But what we use the actual Facebook group for is when I come across things on Facebook where people say, oh, I'm looking for a real estate attorney, or I'm looking to get my trust or will. What I'll do is I'll copy that link to that group and I'll post it in our group. And then that way I can ask all the people in my group to give me a recommendation. So when you create this group, just make it whatever you want. It's going to be your own little networking group. You're going to want to make it private. So choose that privacy here because you don't just want random people getting invited into this group. And so then go ahead and invite some friends. What you want to look for is people in your community that you know that you're going to network with. So maybe it's your Tupperware lady, maybe it's your life insurance person, your dentist, your photographer, people that they know that you do Legal Shield, and you're going to help get them business. They're going to help you get business. And so just invite friends. You know, if you can invite, let's say 20 people, maybe 5 of them will be really great at recommending you. So that's what you're going to do there. And then you're going to join some groups where, you know, let's say for me, I was mostly in the Southern California area. So I might join Fullerton Buzz, Placentia Buzz, Brea Buzz. And I'm going to see different things that people are looking for. So just like this, how you see the 3 dots up at the top of the post, that's where you're going to click to copy a post. So this is what it's going to look like inside my group. I'm going to say, please recommend me for Legal Shield with my phone number. Thank you. And I'm going to put the post that's copied from the link from the Placentia Buzz. Then this is what it's going to show, that this person's looking for a workers' comp attorney. So now the people in my group, I've made it really easy. They just have to click on that link. They're going to be right there in that group. But you want to make sure whatever groups you're looking for, that all of you are members of that group. So, you want to have people that live near you. So you're all in, let's say, in Nancy's case, Gilbert Buzz or Phoenix Buzz or whatever other groups. So just Google, well, when you're on Facebook search for different cities that are in your area. So this is what it's going to look like after people have recommended me. So they're going to say, hey, reach out to Nikki Hall. Here's her phone number. Each one of those, I'm going to see a notification in my Facebook that shows that someone's tagged me. So now I can reply thank you to each of them. So whoever posts first, I'll put thank you. I would be happy to help. If they forgot to put my phone number, I'll put my phone number there. A lot of these might be anonymous, and so you're not necessarily going to be able to follow up with the person directly. That's why I'll just put, hey, here's my phone number, make sure that they can contact me. But if they aren't anonymous, then I might say, I'll DM you or whatnot. But you want to have a few different comments so that way you can say, hey, a few people recommended me. Please let me know if I could help you. So that's a pretty easy way of getting some really easy referrals. So I'm going to go ahead and end this. All right. So now this is like why we do three-way calls, because someone saying, hey, Debbie's an awesome leader. You're so lucky to be with her. Now they're going to accept Debbie as being an expert. But until I say Debbie's an expert, they just know Debbie for being in the medical field. They don't necessarily think of her as being a legal and identity theft expert. That's why she would want to use me as a three-way call. Now, for me, when I initially got in the business, I would have to say, hey, Nancy, can you do a three-way call for me? And so that's because my friends and family thought of me as being an escrow officer. They didn't think of me as being a legal and identity theft expert. So when you're dealing with business owners, it's a little bit different because then you have to be the expert. But when you're doing any sort of recruiting, you want to make sure you're doing those three-way calls. But the great thing that works as far as social media is when you have other people that are recommending you, their recommendation holds a lot more weight than you just saying, hey, I can help you with Legal Shield, call me. So that's why that Facebook group has been very beneficial to me and Brad for our business, because we've got 3-4 people recommending us on each of those posts. And so that's a little bit about that. Did you guys have any questions about that? Feel free to unmute.
I'll need to review that again because unfortunately I had 2 people, I had the door locked, but they unlocked it and came in where I kept telling them to go out. So I'm sorry, but I really like this. This is the kind of training that I need. And so I got how you start the group, but then I got what I didn't hear is like how you get other information in there. So
Perfect.
Maybe I can look at that after.
Yeah, so I am recording it, so I'll go ahead and include that on my YouTube channel and send that out to you guys so you can review it. But yeah, I'd be happy to go over with you guys separately, some ideas for some groups in your area that might be able to help you network with. And then you can definitely reach out to businesses in your local area. So you might want to start by reaching out to some other people that are in those groups and just say, hey, I'm starting a Facebook group where we can refer each other business. Would you like to join me? And then, kind of go from there. But Nancy does really great on social media. Nancy, are you available? Did you want to make any additional comments? All right, she might be busy doing something to get ready for leaving for Jamaica. Nancy and Haas are both leaving for Jamaica this evening, so that'll be exciting for them. I'm going to go ahead and screen share one more thing just so I can point it out. It does help you all with social media, and you might not have seen it. We do forward it with your new associate email. So let me go ahead and share that. Okay. Hang on one sec.
But this is really good training.
Thank you. Alrighty, so you should be able to see my social media text and texting scripts. This is something that we send out with our new associate email. And so whenever you post something, you're going to get people who are going to reply and say, oh yeah, I'm interested. We had a great post that I will do typically once every quarter or so. And it was basically saying help wanted. Most people are going to think about, yeah, it's an hourly type job. So we try to post some details to help them not necessarily think of it as an hourly job. And so anyhow, anything that you post where it's like you're looking for people to join you in the business or whatnot, you want to reply in the post, I will DM you. And then that way you're going to message them. When you message them, but that way, you know, since you're not necessarily friends, they'll know to look for a message from you that'll be kind of in their spam folder. This is something where you can copy and paste it right there. And you might say, you replied to my post about help wanted or about working remotely. And then at PPLSI, we do online marketing, just sending out texts and emails and videos, websites and Zoom invites. You don't need experience because we have a great training program. Does that sound like something you might be interested in? Most people are going to say yes, or they're going to say, how much do I get paid? What am I going to be doing? I don't care what they say. You're going to respond with, great. Well, the first step is to watch our 2 short videos. The first video is 3 minutes, talks about our company, culture, mission. See if you'd enjoy working with us. The second video talks about the services and technology. See if you'd be comfortable marketing them and compensation details to see exactly what you'll be doing. If I send these 2 videos right now, how soon will you be able to watch them? And then I have on here, if so, what's your cell phone number? Mine is whatever. If let's say they've responded to you directly by text, of course, then you don't need to put that last sentence trying to get their phone number, because then you're going to have them by text. But everyone who I've texted these 2 paragraphs to has always said yes twice. Now, when I send them the video, we have the generic video that you can send. And basically, it just shows, here's a link to our 3-minute video, Work From Anywhere Business. Here's a link to our 3-minute video about how we help people with our services. If you want to, if this is just like a 1 or 2 people, then you might want to include the video from Prospect for these 2 items. Just pick any of the short first couple videos. And then here you want to do the 3-minute legal and identity theft one about our services. The nice thing about the generic videos that we have is that when they click on those 2 3-minute links, each of those has more information. So now they can click a link to look at the 11-minute video all about the legal and identity theft services, or the 20-minute about our business. Okay. So we also have those, the other videos attached to our new associate email for the generic videos. The nice thing, and I'll go ahead and stop sharing. The nice thing with having those generic videos is we can help our people get started right away. They just copy and text those. They can copy and text them to 50 people, and then we help them get them on a Zoom. The easier we can keep it up front for people, the faster they can get started, the faster they can start making some money. So, you know, sometimes it takes a little bit to figure out prospect, to figure out what you want to send. There's so many videos there. So we want to keep people from getting confused. Then if, let's say, they have a business person, that's when they can really go to prospect and send that video from prospect. But, you know, this way they can send out 50 videos right away. Then they can worry about getting people into prospect later. But, you know, when you have 1 or 2 to send here or there, prospect's great. But if you're trying to send a whole bunch at one time, much easier just to copy and paste the same thing over and over.
So you're saying that you're taking, instead of putting them in prospect and sending it from there, you're taking the link and sending it directly from your cell phone?
Yeah, so I just keep it in my notes on my cell phone, and then that way I can just copy and paste it from the notes directly onto the text. Now, if you're doing 1 or 2 people per day, then you can go ahead and just do it in prospect. That's fine. But if you want to knock out 10 or 20 people at a time, then it's much easier just to copy and paste to all of those people. Does that make sense?
And then you would just see the ones that are interested, then you might add to prospect. The other ones you would not later on if you're knocking out 20.
I mean, I'll go back later and put all those people in prospect just so I can follow up with them. But it makes it a lot quicker just to copy and paste to 50 people. Just copy and paste, and then you can go back and start entering them at that point. Now you've already entered their phone in your phone, so it's a little bit easier to pull them, copy and paste them into prospect. But that way, you know, in prospect, if you're trying to send 2 videos to people, then you've got to send that video by text, alter whatever wording you want, go ahead and send another video, alter that text and send it. So it's pretty time consuming. And so if you do only 2 people per day, that's no problem. But if you want to try to, you know, get out quite a few texts, then it's much easier just to do the copy and paste method. And then it also gives them the option of looking at more information. The main thing is following up. And so, you know, you want to make sure to write a list of people. And we have some great tracking sheets for that. And so you definitely want to keep track of people. And I would say use a tracking sheet in addition to prospect, because that way you'll be able to go back. You know, I'll put people in prospect first and then go back and, you know, write down so many of them on my tracking sheet. So you really want to do both though, because every so often they'll do an upgrade on prospect and maybe you lose track of who was in there when you sent them something. You don't necessarily see all the details or the notes. And so it's great to be able to keep track on your own so you can always look back and maybe go back a few months or a year if you've been doing this for a while and be able to go back through those people that you know haven't signed up. So always good to do both. And we have a great tracking sheet. If you don't have that, I can send it to you. Just so that way you'll have it handy. It gives you a few different things that you can send to them. They might not match up perfectly with Prospect, but you can change those to whatever you want, just to send them different things as you're following up with them. My
What do you
main
mean they
thing
may,
is,
what do you mean they may not match up with Prospect?
like they might say, go to your website. Well, instead of that, maybe you invite them on a Zoom. Maybe they don't go to a
Okay.
live event, but the main thing is we want to get them to watch at least those couple 3-minute videos, and then we want to invite them to a Zoom.
I like your phone.
If you have someone, you know, that's a go-getter, it's going to be pretty easy to get them on a Zoom. And when I do that, I will invite them. Okay, you've watched the 2 videos. Would you be open to being on a Zoom to get the details and compensation? When you mention compensation, they're going to be more likely to be on it. If you have someone where you're having a hard time getting them to commit to a certain time, definitely that's where you want to get a 3-way call. And either myself or Haas, anyone on Nancy's team can get Nancy, and we can help you do a 3-way call to get them onto a Zoom. And then that way, you know, you don't necessarily have to be on the Zoom. Maybe you're working full time. That's perfectly fine. One of us can be on the Zoom to meet your prospects for you. Okay. And
So,
the
yeah.
less that you worry
Mhm.
about being there, the larger your organization is going to be.
So if I remember correctly, Haas doesn't like to even be contacted till 10, which would be 1 o'clock my time. I wondered if you guys could put what times you're available.
Yeah, I would say, you know, for me, I'm typically up by 7 a.m. my time. So that's going to be 10 o'clock your time.
Okay, 3 hours difference, yeah.
Yeah. And then just think about, you know, that we're 3 hours difference from you. We're in Arizona, which, you know, with the time change, we don't change. So then we're 2
Right.
hours different from you. So I would just say, you know, on the weekend, you know, maybe after 8 a.m. or so. But, you know, just text us. The main thing is text us when you know that you're going to be following up with people. Then that way we kind of have a heads up and can let you know, yeah, I'll be available, and kind of go from there. Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
All righty. Nancy, did you want to add anything?
I think that was awesome.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you. And you're
And
always great at posting things on Facebook. So definitely anything that you see of Nancy's or mine, feel free to always copy and paste to your Facebook. Just make sure to change the contact info or the website if we include that.
my mom does that too all the time.
That's
You
great.
gotta remember.
You know, one thing I want to ask you with something for last night. So this, what I think is a fraudulent actual physical letter. Did they say that you can go on ID Shield and upload it and report that to ID Shield?
I don't recall anyone saying that, but definitely if you're receiving something fraudulent, feel free to always reach out
wanna
to
say
your
hi?
ID Shield advisor. And
Yeah,
then
because I know the attorney didn't catch that it was fraudulent, but but then when I went to Jay, hello there.
Hi.
Hi.
My mom just made manager today. Woohoo!
This is your mom?
Congratulations.
Wow.
Well, I did nothing. Nancy did it all.
And that's what you need
That's
to do.
awesome.
Work with your sponsor.
Yes,
them-
So awesome.
always let them help you. When you're willing to be coachable, sometimes we're able to throw a couple things your way, which is nice.
So I wish you guys were coming though, Nikki.
Next year.
Yep,
Yeah.
definitely. We'll be at the next one.
Well,
Alrighty, I'm gonna go ahead and stop recording.